Greater Manchester Police and Crime Commissioner is looking into police perks and potential misuse. Met Police searching for 3 abducted children finally asked for the public's help, but have they left it too late? Police Scotland's new powers to break up gatherings inside your home. And North Wales PC faces misconduct panel over historic allegations. This and more coming up. Don't forget these reports are daily, Monday to Friday, and please remember to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any future uploads. If you do appreciate the work I do, please consider joining the channel Patreon for as little as just £3 per month to help me continue providing this content. Hello ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, innies, outies and in-betweeners. My name's Dan and welcome back to another PAP Reports. It's Friday the 28th of August 2020. The Police and Crime Commissioner for Greater Manchester has ordered a review into how and why £124,000 a year Head of Resources for Greater Manchester Police, Lynn Potts, was given a luxury £40,000 Mercedes police vehicle equipped with blues and twos, even though she is but a mere civilian and has no police powers. Potts was said to have been allocated the vehicle because it was deemed an emergency vehicle and she can benefit from a tax break which could be worth £2,000 a year depending on the car's emissions. Like she needs to worry about £2,000 a year. Potts is the force's most senior civilian employee. The revelation about the company car comes after an investigation by a media outlet revealed that at least 8 other senior civilian employees at forces, including Devon and Cornwall, Merseyside and Humberside, enjoy similar perks. A report from the College of Policing is said to have found that a culture of entitlement exists at senior levels within forces. Really? And it took a report to work that out, did it? With staff at chief officer level provided with such cars without training, apparently motivated by the advantageous tax treatment available for emergency vehicles. Police and Crime Commissioner Tony Lloyd's review is likely to now examine similar company car arrangements enjoyed by senior members of the force, including Chief Constable Sir Peter Fahey. The review will also look at other perks enjoyed by senior officers, which according to the last published accounts were worth £123,043 in 2013 to 14, including gym membership, private health insurance, breakdown cover and free petrol. Mr Lloyd said, "I have commissioned a review into terms and conditions both for chief officers and staff." When asked about Miss Potts' case, he said it has no role in modern policing, especially at a time of great financial stress. I guarantee this sort of thing will become a thing of the past. A spokesperson at HMRC said the tax exemption is to support frontline emergency service workers who take their vehicles home at night to respond quickly to emergencies. We would take any abuse of the exemption very seriously. Although I bet my last pound, which HMRC wants from me, that they will do nothing about it and Greater Manchester Police will see no sanctions from Revenues and Customs. Doesn't this simply go to show what utter lack of respect they have for the money that we pay them? Derbyshire Police Constable PC Joanna Brown shirt has been accused of and is being investigated over theft of property from a sexual assault support centre, items intended for the victims of sexual assaults. A 3-day hearing is set for November the 30th as her conduct could amount to breaches of honesty and integrity and discreditable conduct, and will determine if the incident happened and, if it did, what punishment should be given to her. Obviously that is some way off, but I will obviously keep you updated. Now, most of you likely have already heard about the abduction of 3 boys from their foster home garden in South London on the 20th of August. The past couple of days has seen the media full of reports of police asking for help. Bilal Safi, Mohammed Ebrar Safi and Mohammed Yassin Safi, aged 6, 5 and 3, were taken from their home in Coulsdon Road, Coulsdon. The official police statement about this is that the children were playing in the garden while their foster carer was in the house. She heard footsteps nearby, turned around and saw the children's father, Imran Safi. The foster carer told police Imran threatened her with a knife and used force to take the children from the address. They have not been seen since. The foster carer did not suffer any serious physical injuries but was left understandably distressed. Police say that a manhunt for Imran was immediately launched by specialist detectives from a team which leads the response to abductions. They have been working 24/7 out of a specialist facility to trace Imran's movements. Now, after being unable to locate the boys or their father, detectives are now appealing for information regarding the movements of a vehicle throughout the afternoon of Thursday the 20th of August in the Croydon area, in particular Causden Road. The vehicle is a red Nissan Qashqai, registration PK13WFO. Commander John Saville said, "Our absolute priority at this moment in time is the welfare of these 3 children. They have been taken from a place of safety and we are growing increasingly concerned about their well-being, particularly as we remain in the midst of a global health crisis. While we do not believe at this time there is any immediate risk to their physical safety, their location, access to accommodation, healthcare and other provisions is entirely unknown. We are concerned about the longer-term impact of this on all 3 children. An intensive investigation into how this abduction was planned and carried out is being led by detectives in South London, alongside a manhunt being led by specialist detectives within the Met. More than 100 officers are currently working to locate and bring these children home safely. We are, as anyone would expect, working incredibly closely with our law enforcement partners and international colleagues to explore all lines of inquiry. This type of investigation is incredibly complex and fast-moving, and for good reason we often don't speak openly about such cases. That is why, until this stage, we have not sought the public's help, but we are now urging anyone who may have information which could assist us to come forward." Now, I'm not trying to be a stick in the mud here, but in the USA, when a child goes missing, police and local authorities, sometimes national, will put out an almost immediate alert, meaning that it's not just the few police keeping their eyes open, it's hundreds of thousands of people in some cases, all with their eyes peeled, working together for the safety of the child, meaning that there is a much, much higher chance of the children or abductor being spotted. Now, why is it that our own police here in the UK feel it's appropriate to leave it a week before asking people for their help? If anyone did see them at the time, the chances are they either won't remember or their recollection will be impaired. By immediately asking for the public's help, the police could concentrate on investigating how it happened, while the public are doing their best to help spot and identify the whereabouts of the abducted children. I know some of you might not agree with me, but I find it incredibly disheartening that the police have left it so long enough in fact for literally anything to have happened. They could even be outside the country, on the other side of the world in this time frame. With so many offences being committed against children, I seriously think that the police need to up their game when it comes to abductions. They could have a description issued within a very short time frame, a picture of the child or children issued to every news outlet, every TV station. And I personally wouldn't be bothered if my favourite show, if I watched TV, was interrupted with a report, or if a song I was listening to on the radio was interrupted, because I don't think there's anyone out there, apart from the ones abducting children, who would mind either. In fact, I hazard a guess that many people would actually go out and look if it was in their area. You know, this just really disappoints me that it's been left so long, and personally I think it's because of that blue line ego. The police don't like it when the public do things for themselves unless they're told to do it by the police, because it makes them look incompetent. But this just makes them look even more incompetent in my eyes. What do you think? Do you think immediate alerts on TV and radio would be a good idea here in the UK like in the US? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is there anybody in or near Wellingborough this weekend? Apparently, there's a horse fair being held by travellers on private land, with what the police are saying will be around 150 people. And when I first heard about this, I thought, the same as you probably are, how can 150 people gather for a fair? It can't be allowed under COVID legislation. But it appears I, and perhaps you, were wrong. In fact, the police have made a public statement explaining that they have no powers to prevent the event from taking place. Their online statement said, Northamptonshire Police and Borough Council of Wellingborough have no powers to prevent or restrict this event from taking place under COVID or any other legislation. Public health are only able to enact powers where there is clear and robust evidence of an increased risk of infection associated with an event, and therefore are not able to preemptively serve any orders. So I emailed the Northamptonshire Police Press Office to ask for clarification, asking for an explanation. In reference to the statement put out on the Northants website, I said I was under the impression that police were able to curtail any potential gatherings under the COVID regulations, as we have seen reported many times by all police forces with regards to large gatherings. I was wondering if you could explain why Northants police have no powers to prevent or restrict this event from taking place under COVID or any other legislation. but yet you are able to enforce regulations and then issue fixed penalty notices to birthday parties, discos, etc. Well, this morning they replied. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that their reply was as vague could be. In fact, all I received was a link to a video by Superintendent Dennis Murray, which has been put out on the force's social media pages. A video that is pretty much just as vague. In the video, Superintendent Murray emphasises the fact that the land the event is taking place on is a private piece of land owned by the travellers. He says they have assessed the legislation into banning events and they have come to the conclusion that Northamptonshire Police cannot do anything to ban the event based on the legislation that they have. He says there will be a policing operation in place to ensure it is COVID safe, whatever that means, and that they will be working with local communities and local businesses and the organisers to make sure the event passes safely. Which I find interesting, as businesses, landowners and residents living in and around the site of what is being called an unlicensed event are preparing this weekend by blocking gateways to fields with cut down trees, straw bales and concrete blocks. Shops, pubs, clubs and village amenities in Wollaston and Great Doddington have announced that they will close over the bank holiday period due to this event, with one resident stating, "I think people are scared. I'm worried. We don't know what's going to happen. I know people who own horses around here and have already been approached. People are sleeping out in their stables and putting security on them. It's the inconvenience. This year might be fine. Next year it will be twice as big. The year after, twice as big again. There could be 10,000 people here." Martin Griffiths, leader of the Wellingborough Council, said the only people who can prevent this from happening is the police and public health. "We haven't got the powers as a borough council to stop it. It should be licensed, especially if they have a bar." So the council don't even know if it's a licensed event or not. Northants Police statement also read, as with any event being held in Northamptonshire at the moment, the police, borough council and public health continue to work with partner agencies and the event organiser, who is engaging positively to ensure that it is a safe and peaceful event and that any risk of infection is minimised. We understand that around 150 people are currently expected to attend, although precise numbers are yet to be confirmed. Now, why would you want to minimise the risk at an event that can be postponed? It could be completely mitigated by not allowing it to go ahead in the first place. Police forces are more than happy to stop children's birthday parties, family birthday parties, and even send a riot squad for house parties, but refuse to act on an event that's clearly disrupting the lives of and businesses of hundreds, if not thousands of people. Now, if there's anyone out in that area that can get down to see the event over the weekend and maybe take some pictures or video of how many people are at the event, or if the police take any action, I would be very grateful. On another note, in fact, the complete opposite end of the spectrum, Police Scotland, as from today, now have the power to break up house parties which break coronavirus rules. Nicola Sturgeon confirms that new guidance will allow police to break up gatherings which have more than 15 people in attendance. Sturgeon has regularly warned over the dangers of house parties, with supposed scientific evidence showing that they are a key spreader of the virus. Not like going to the shops then, where countless people could have touched that packet you just put in your basket or unwittingly coughed over the fresh fruit and vegetables. She said, "I can confirm that from tomorrow police will have power to disperse house parties if more than 15 people from more than one household are in attendance. We know from reports from Test and Protect and also from evidence around the world that these kind of gatherings pose a significant transmission risk." Senior police in Scotland have expressed their concerns that they still don't know how this is going to be policed, as they can't see what's happening inside a home when they're outside. Now, I genuinely hope that this doesn't mean they will be given arbitrary powers of entry to check. I mean, that really will be like the Gestapo searching for Jews hiding under the floorboards. So with such hugely conflicting and contradictory advice from different governments, it's no wonder that people are still confused about the way that this is all being handled. Now, if you live in Kent this weekend, might be the perfect opportunity for you to take a break away to Northamptonshire, as Kent police issue residents warnings to those planning to attend illegal parties this bank holiday weekend. Kent police have said they will be sending out more police patrols this weekend to provide police COVID regulations and will disrupt and prevent unlawful gatherings. Changes to the legislation here in England introduced today means that anyone organising or facilitating gatherings of more than 30 people are breaching the rules and will be given a £10,000 fine, with attendees facing fines of £100, which will be doubled for each subsequent offence. Kent Police already went into Gestapo mode last Saturday, the 22nd of August, when they dispersed a gathering at a park where they seized DJ equipment and 20 people were dispersed, later to issue an order on the park to prevent anyone from going in the park. Assistant Chief Constable Nicola Falconbridge said extra patrols will be on hand at key locations across the county this bank holiday weekend to ensure we are able to respond quickly to any reported mass gatherings, and we encourage anyone who believes an event is being organised in the local area to report it to us as soon as possible. So pack the car up and head on over to Northamptonshire, where it seems police are more happy to allow large gatherings to take place.
Please note that any advice to attend any gathering given by this channel is purely sarcastic. The channel or its owner does not encourage people to do anything that will see them in trouble with the police. This channel or its owner is not responsible for actions taken by anyone after watching this report, nor can I afford to pay your fixed penalty notices or court fines. Any action taken by anyone watching this report is entirely their own decision, and if they or you can't differentiate between genuine advice and sarcasm, then that's on you and I won't be held responsible.
North Wales Police Constable PC Peter Wildig is facing a misconduct hearing over historic breaches of professional standards. The allegations date back nearly 15 years, when PC Wildig is alleged to have given the victim of an assault his personal phone number before engaging in sexual activity with her in 2006. The official police statement says Constable 1609 Wildig is facing the following allegation. During April 2006, PC Wildig was investigating an allegation of assault involving a vulnerable female victim. The police love taking advantage of these vulnerable women, don't they? As a result of that incident, PC Wildig provided the female with his personal phone number and exchanged text messages. Thereafter, he engaged in intimate activity with the female. It is alleged that PC Wildig has breached the standards of professional behaviour relating to discreditable conduct, honesty and integrity. All matters are considered to be of gross misconduct. And a fully transparent, honest and open hearing, wishful thinking again, a private hearing will take place at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, September the 1st. Huge thank you to channel supporters, one and all, especially channel Patreon supporters. Your support genuinely helps. And that's all I have for you in today's video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police, film other officials, and from Sergeant Big Ted, PC Little Ted and myself, have a great weekend. Good night all. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the content and you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so. In the description of every video there are some links to ways that you're able to help support the channel so I can continue putting out content. If you're unable to help us in that way, hit that subscribe button up the top there. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. That is support enough. Share the videos, comment, like, it all helps. If you're looking for something else to watch, up top there is my latest video. Down the bottom there is a video that YouTube recommends for you.